In this episode of INN CEO Talks, we're discussing lithium and why ACME Lithium is worth serious consideration as an investment opportunity. CEO Stephen Hanson says lithium is the right market and ACME is the right address for mining, and it has the right people working to deliver battery-grade lithium in Nevada and Manitoba. Stephen, welcome.
Pleasure to be here, Stuart. Thanks for joining me today.
You know, we've seen the lithium markets come under increasing pressure lately. EV ownership has jumped in China, pushing lithium prices to new highs. And Serbia has been blocking plans to develop Europe's largest lithium mine there, which looks like it's going to put a lot of pressure on supply. Let's start by talking about the market and then talk a little bit about the opportunity that exists for ACME Lithium.
Well, certainly, this is an incredible megatrend that's been happening for some time now, obviously driven by the need for batteries. Lithium is a core commodity as part of the battery metals that are required. And, you know, lithium as a commodity has been used for a couple of decades now in our phones, in our laptops, in our power tools, and now most importantly in electric vehicles. And so dramatic demand that we're seeing around the world is driving this incredible business. We've seen huge increases in the commodity as a price, close to 400% increase in price over the last 12 months or so. And huge concerns, in particular domestically in Canada and the US, for where are we going to find lithium as a domestic supply. Most of the lithium worldwide is produced in a handful of countries, in particular Australia, China, Argentina, and Chile. And so there is a dramatic need to improve supply in the US and in Canada. And in fact, the current US government put out a blueprint on lithium, really calling this a crisis, in that we need to put capital and create a regulatory environment where we have a steady supply for the years to come. So billions of dollars are being put into the EV side of things from all the auto manufacturers. We're seeing needs for battery storage, for obviously alternative energy and grid storage. So this trend is going to continue certainly for years to come. And that's really why we're in the right market right now to be in the lithium business.
Well, you are North America based with projects in Nevada and Manitoba. Nevada in particular, I think, is really important to your strategy going forward because of this growing sense that lithium is an essential metal moving forward within the American economy. Tell us a little bit about your projects in Nevada and why it's the right jurisdiction.
Well, when I founded this company about a year and a half ago, I scoured all four continents looking for lithium project. I felt that we were in the right time to build a business, and I've done that in my 30 years as a career. I've worked on all four continents in alternative energy and mining and in oil and gas. And we honed in on an area called the Clayton Valley, and it really is the epicenter of development in North America. Clayton Valley in Nevada has a long history of lithium production, and that's where Albemarle is focused. They've been producing lithium there since 1966. We had the fortune of being able to acquire a project that is contiguous to that project. We are their northwest neighbor. And again, this is a basin where lithium's been found and produced there for decades. We have a second project it's to the west, over the foothills in Fish Lake Valley. And again, these two core projects in Nevada are going to lead the charge for us in 2022.
Well, it's a right market to be in as well when you consider the mega battery facilities that Tesla's building and others that are coming online. You really are in the right place there. So why Manitoba as well?
Well, I mean, we didn't want to rest on our laurels here and having just projects in Nevada. We felt that certainly in Canada there was opportunities. We were doing projects throughout the world, and we focused in on the southeast area of Manitoba. The Tanko mine has been producing lithium, cesium, and tantalum there since 1968. So there has been a long history of this type of metal production in Canada. We had boots on the ground last summer We did geological work and identified a region north of the Tanko mine called the Cat Euclid Lake area, and then we focused on the Shatford Lake area to the south. So we secured close to 12,000 acres in that region. We're really excited about the opportunity there in southeast Manitoba. In fact, I'm heading there next week to visit the project. We'll begin work there in the springtime with boots on the ground. And again, it's going to be an exciting project for us as well in 2022.
So as far as the company is concerned, ACME, your early stage at this point, is your intention to grow and build out mine sites yourself, or are you looking at partnering up or vending in with a major?
Well, we've been fortunate that we've been able to attract capital from the retail investment community as well as the institutional community. We announced the financing recently with Lithium Royalty Corporation. We're hoping to close that by mid-March. They know the background of my team. They've assessed our projects and believe in us as a company. And again, this will give us further capital to explore, not just in Manitoba, but into our Nevada projects. Really, my vision here is to continue to de-risk these projects. We'll be drilling Clayton Valley here coming up in late March or early April. This is a key milestone for us as a company, ultimately, hopefully leading towards economic grades of lithium and eventually, hopefully in 2022, a resource calculation. So it is early, but these are key milestones ahead for us as a company. My background has really been in bringing in strategic investors, big companies, whether they be on the commodity side or technology side. And ultimately, if we can de-risk these projects over the next couple of years, I'll begin searching for a strategic partner that can ultimately develop it into a mine.
You talked about your team, and of course they become very, very important in the stage that you're at, and then they add confidence to anybody that you bring along to join with you. Tell us a little bit about them.
Sure. We have a small group here that have a long history of developing mining projects around the world. I have a small team in Nevada that has actually worked in the lithium sector for the last decade, so they understand growing these types of projects from a geological and also from a water standpoint too. So we work with very experienced people as consultants as well that can advance this project. We have other individuals that are working in Canada, whether it be here in Vancouver or in Manitoba or Northern Ontario, that have assisted us with some of our evaluation and ultimately work that will happen in Southeast Manitoba. Again, my background, I've been in the CEO position of a number of companies on boards and as advisor to boards in advancing these types of projects. We have a couple board members that have been in the public markets and been in mining projects for close to 30 years, that have done M&A transactions, that have de-risked projects like ours. So we have a small team, low overhead, but again, we've got a capable team that has decades of experience in advancing these types of projects. So proud of what we've built here to date. Again, I believe it's the right market. We've got the right address for these projects, and we've got the right people to advance them.
So in our last minute here, what's the number one thing that you want investors to take away from our interview today?
Well, I think those that are new to the battery metal side of things really have to take a look at lithium investments. And, we're in this absolutely massive megatrend. And so you really should have a lithium company or two in your portfolio. We're a relative newcomer, but we've moved very, very quickly. We've done a lot in our first year or so as a business. We've got core milestones coming up here, drilling starting at the end of March, early April, and then advancing in Manitoba in the spring. So lots of news flow, and hopefully we'll continue to deliver for investors and shareholders in creating value. That's my number one mission here, is to create value for our shareholders.
Well, I hope that you're going to come back in a few months and give us updates once you've completed those drilling programs.
Absolutely, Stuart. Pleasure to be with you today.
And likewise, thank you for your time.